Hello everyone and welcome to another cast. This one is again gonna be a learning one and our victim is gonna be Flynn again. So he's playing Raniki Abyss 20 km map and he has slightly better opponent in Ladder and Cyberbrand against Seraphim, so he told me that he had some problems with Suis, the floating artillery, so that's not a surprise when facing Seraphim. It's pretty common to send those little things everywhere, and I guess the counter to that is just the spam frigates. And one frigate can easily counter some line of Suis, and with a little bit of micro you can even take out big groups of those nasty things. So the build order, the beginning looks fine. He's going for, maybe he should pick up like this rock while going for that max to get some mass, since I think it's gonna be a bit late after all those maxes. Let's see. Yes, and if you're also assisting the ACU to build the power, I think he's gonna need that rock. And also if you see that he's power stunning, he does not need to assist that much. He could already send at least one NG to expand to these small islands. Because even if he wants to rush the transport, he will not have enough NGs anyway. But it wasn't that bad, so it's still okay. Okay, so now he's reclaiming the rock, so it wasn't that bad. So far so good. All the max is taken, so now he gonna build a bomber first. Few inties. I think if he rushed the air factory like that, he can even afford to go for transport, because as you can see, this inti is gonna take some time, so he should be able to go for the transport right away, load it and run away before the inti comes, if he assisted a bit with the NGs. So even if the first scout comes to your base, your transport would be already on the way. But looks like he's just going for the secure way. First building some bombers, scouts, to see what's going on. Yes, and as you can see, there are already the land factories planned to send Suis everywhere. So additional power, but right now some transport would be nice already. Let's see when he's gonna do that. Okay, it's not planned yet, but as you can see, there's not enough mass to support all this. Yes, income of 20 and using 40, so everything will be built at half speed. Also, no need for energy if you don't have mass anymore, so the transport and already taking some of the islands, and also just expand with NGs to these small islands by going over the water. As you can see, there's also some reclaim that you wanna get before the max, or at least few of those rocks to boost your mass. Not that much rocks there, but on some of those islands there are rocks, so you wanna get them. As you can see, now there's a transport for the red guy, Kjellberg. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. And the difference is, even Flynn could have transport already, but there are already 6 additional maxes for him, and that is quite different when you have only 8 in your base. So Flynn is just limiting his expansion for no reason, and he can't really afford to start upgrading maxes when he doesn't have enough maxes to support it. And you can see it in score and also the mass lead. The power for Kjellberg is much better, and he's actually using that. He has 3 air factories, and he was also upgraded maxes, but he's not really assisting it. He's just keeping it go one by one. Well, already 2 at a time, but that's just because he has those extra maxes. Now he's taking the expansions as well, and there's still no transport. Now it's being built, but I would say this is really too late. If you don't want to waste time with NGs going over the water for these small islands, you should rush transport and just drop them on the way to the main island. But if you're not going for the transport, you need to send those NGs, because you can see the difference is already quite huge. It's gonna be double the mass income soon. And Flynn will not get any other max, just this one for quite a long time. And also you can move your ACU to one of the sides, which is pretty usual, to make sure you will secure it. Okay, so this is like 2 factories producing navy. Flynn has also 2. But the difference is that Flynn did not have mass for that. Now he's not that stalling, but I guess if he is not taking his maxes soon, he will again. And this difference in income is starting to be more and more, since Kjellberg could afford to build all those Zuis and frigates and everything at the same time. He was even upgrading 2 maxes at once without any issues. And now he's already on both islands, and meanwhile there's just attempt to take this island with transport. That there are already the Zuis that made it across. And as you can see, it should take 2 minutes, I guess. So it was 2 minutes to come across with the artillery. And this island is not gonna be secure anytime soon, since now also air control for Kjellberg. He has already NG here. He just walked on land and he's sooner there than Flynn, and Flynn still didn't take these small islands, so I guess he needs to look. If you lose game like this and you don't know what happened, you can just check the replay, look at what your opponent is doing, how he's expanding, and just copy that. And if you do it a bit better, you will win. So that's one of the way how to improve your gameplay. If you don't know why you lost, you can always just copy your opponent. And the main problem was not fast enough expanding. So right now with 3 islands and even all these maxes are taken, that's just, you can see the difference, almost 3 times as much mass. So really nothing that Flynn can do with that for now. He's trying a T2 navy, but he won't have enough mass to spam enough T2 ships, and Kjellberg will have no problems to go T2 himself. As you can see, he can afford to heavily assist it, and he still has enough mass. So for the next time, faster expanding, faster transport. Don't know which time it was, but I would say even sooner than Kjellberg had his transport. There's no need to wait. If you wanna feel safe, first you can build a few scouts and inties, like 3 or 4 inties, and then go for transport. That's enough to protect your transport. And of course also some bomber to try kill the enemy drop, and moving your ACU to one of the sides is a really good idea, since there is nothing what could kill your ACU that early unless your opponent would be really rushing only on one side. But with proper scouting you can avoid that easily, and this ACU now works like 2 NGs, and with that amount of factories there's no problem to use 2 idle NGs and assist the factory, and it's the same result. The ACU on the main island is useless. And I guess that's gonna be all for this replay, since this is pretty much over, because he can't really win this anymore. The comment to this replay was that he didn't know how to deal with the Zui spam, but the problem wasn't really the Zui spam, but the expansion. If he expanded faster, he could afford to build much more navy, and then any Zuis would not be a problem. And nice split attack from Kjellberg, killing multiple targets at once. Okay, so next time better expansion and it's gonna be alright. And that's all for now. See you in another video.